Hey, how's it guys? Dom the Bomb here from Young's Performance Craft. Let me just start off by saying thanks to all the followers. I think I've reached 100 followers on the page. Didn't expect that, but appreciate it. Appreciate all of you commenting, liking. It's very encouraging, and yeah, just loving sharing this journey with you. The little test we're going to do this morning, I've been talking to a chap, I'm not quite sure where he's from. I think he actually writes in Arabic, but we're able to translate. And he said he's got an F1 hull running it on 3 cell and it's not going very fast. So what I decided to do today was to run this boat on 3 cell, and it's I'm doing it for 2 reasons. Number one, to just try and demonstrate and share with him how fast this boat goes on a 3 cell. But I also feel building this class in South Africa, the FE F1 class, I was just saying to Jensen, I think that even for novices and people getting back into it, I honestly think to race 4 cell is actually too fast. I know for a lot of you experienced guys, 4 cell is very slow. But when you're running a circuit with about 6 to 8 boats on the water, I think 4 cell might become a bit too hectic and we could have mayhem. So I'm kind of wanting to work towards 3 cell, get the class going, get people back on track, get them to get their eye in around the circuit, then maybe later on we can move to 4 cell. That said though, I just want to share some information, some gray area about LiPo batteries, because it can be quite confusing. And the biggest thing we need on a boat is to be able to draw current. Now, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, we compared these 2 LiPos, and this is a little, both of these are 4 cell. This is 5060C, this is 8100C. And you could distinctly see the difference there. This small battery, although it's much lighter, was actually slower than this big battery, which is significantly heavier. In actual fact, it's like 300 grams heavier. And the reason for that is if you want to work out the current that's drawn out of this battery, what they call the consistent current that can be drawn, you take your milliamps, which is 5,000, you put that into amp hours, which is 5, and you multiply it by the C rating, where in this battery it's 60. So 5 times 60 is 300. So you can only continuous draw 300 amps out of this battery, okay? Whereas this LiPo, if you take 8 amps times 100C, that's 800 amps of continuous current you can draw out of this battery. So you can see the current can flow a whole lot easier out of this LiPo than it can out of this one, and that's why your motor is able to draw power and draw it a lot easier. You can always imagine if you had a fuel system in a car, and if you were restricting the fuel, the car can't get enough fuel, obviously it can't generate enough power, and that's the same with this here. So here today what I've done is, you can see I've strapped 2 very basic, these are 3 cell 45C, okay? It's a very low C rating. I've strapped these together, but they're in parallel. You can see I made up this little parallel harness last night. But if you take them together, it's 10,000 milliamps. So that's 10 amps multiplied by 45. So I've got 450 amps of continuous current here I can draw out of this. So this in effect will even outperform this little 4 cell in current draw. Okay, so we're going to slap it in the boat. I hope that didn't confuse any of you. I'm going to slap this in the boat, throw it on the water, and let's see what it goes like. I will say I have a 3 cell 8000 milliamp hour LiPo coming in shortly, and that's certainly going to perform better than this pack together. It'll also be slightly lighter. This pack's quite heavy together. So yeah, whatever you see today on the water, if I run a 100C 8000 milliamp 3 cell, it's going to perform even better. So let's see what it all looks like. Right, let's give it a bit of 3 cell fun. Yep.
That's plenty fast for like a
Racing.
Yeah. I think that's fast enough for this class. Yeah. I think the other setup's more if you got back into the bigger boat class. That's where it'd be. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll put it in the right range. Yeah.
What do we got here? Motor 36, ESC 46. Nice temp range.
Yeah.
What did the lipos like? 33, is that right? 37, yeah. Okay, so that's all cool. Everything ran nicely. Just unplug this. So guys, there you go. I mean, as Jensen and I agreed, that's a really manageable speed, and I want to say that's a little bit slower than what it's going to be like when I run a 8,000 milliamp hour 100C3 cell. The reason is these two 5,000 milliamps together, weighing in at about, I think it's close to 800 grams, where the 3 cell 8,100C must only weigh about 550 grams, so about 250 grams lighter, and it obviously have a far better continuous current draw. These LiPos are very old. I've used them in my BroRC server for well over a year. They're actually only 45C. They are a collective of 450 amp draw, okay, where the other LiPo will be 800. So like you saw the significant difference between the speed in these two 4-cell packs, you will see a slight advanced speed and just sort of, let's say, quicker performance out of the new pack. And I honestly think that this will be a great speed, a great 3-cell class to be able to racing in, because you're going to have to be far more strategic about your race. You're going to have to set your boat up more refined to get every little bit of speed out of it. And the good news is most of you go home with the boat in one piece, and that's really what I'm trying to work towards here. It's never about how fast you are ultimately. There's a statistic where it says 30% of the fastest boats actually win a race. Okay, so sometimes having the fastest boat can actually not play in your favor. There's an old saying, a good bodybuilder can make a lightweight feel heavy, and I want to say a really good boat racer can make a slow boat very fast. Lekker.